As you can see, the topic of my book is about antagonistic fan communication and its political relevance. I've written a lot of words in the book, but today I'm going to say three things. Okay? Only three messages or three arguments. And the first message is that my argument is antagonism is an important structure in fan discourse, in fan culture. Secondly, I'm going to explain what factors contribute to that antagonism and how antagonism is actually carried out sociolinguistically on digital media. And the third one, when do fans participate in political activism events? I asked when. I didn't ask why. I didn't ask why because I don't think I can answer it. Maybe my discussants here can answer it for me. Right? So they are experts in media studies, communication studies, so I will ask them for help. And let me show you a little bit of research context of studying fandom culture in China. I was inspired a lot of studies like this. So you can see that when people talk about fandom culture in China, they are really curious about political activism and political participation. They ask for political power of cuteness in China, fandom governance, or they are talking about how the nation is idolized, how the nation is personified so that you can like the nation like the way you are liking your idol. Or we have books like From Cyber-Nationalism to Fandom Nationalism, again saying fans are doing a lot of political activities online, and Chinese fans of Japan and Korean pop culture. If you know the context, Japan and South Korea are sometimes or oftentimes the nationalist rivalry of mainland China. So if you like Japan or South Korean pop culture, you might be in a dilemma. Are you paying loyalty to your nation, or are you liking South Korea or Japanese content? So this is a dilemma. I like this research, but I also feel there is some of underlying, implicitly message there. Fans are doing a lot of things online, pretty active. They invest a lot of emotion and affect. But if this group of people is harnessed by political power, they can be dangerous. So I read this implicit message in a lot of studies. And I think they are not really far away from a lot of stereotypes about fans online. I can't say I disagree with the political meanings there, but I say, wait a minute, let me show you what fans are doing online, why are they doing that, and then we talk about political relevance of the things. So that is why I want to do a research, firstly on fandom activities. And of course, within fandom study, there are also a lot of gaps. And the first gap that is actually already signaled by scholar here is that when you talk about fandom culture, you're talking a lot about consensus. They are a group of, let's say, community of interest, network of knowledge. They like the same fan object, same idol. That is why they are together. They are online. Fandom is beautiful. So you talk a lot of things about consensus, but not about antagonism. But if we understand fandom as reading positions or reading approach to fan object, you will see divergent readings, different approaches, desires, and interests. So fans indeed actually fight against each other based on how they understand the fan object, based on how they think the right way to do fandom, right? And indeed, this empirical, I would say this theoretical invitation is also tested by my empirical observations. And in China, indeed, fans of celebrities, their way of speaking is enregistered. Enregistered in social linguistics means that there is a format of talk by this group of people. They talk in certain format, and that format can be recognized by the publics. They know that's that group of people. So this format of talk is associated with the identity of the people who are talking. You see a line of indexicality that is building. That is what we call enregisterment. It becomes a register. And of course, this register is labeled as tearing each other's pussy. That's a really scandalous and sexist term. Fans indeed actually use this term by themselves, and public also label it. And what is tearing each other's pussy? It means large-scale, highly visible discursive conflicts among or within fandoms. So fans fight online discursively. This label is recognizable in public spaces. Yes, of course, you can see there are some policy documents in China trying to govern those fights, saying those online fights are not good for a healthy public space. And this is a document issued by Cyberspace Administration of China, that is the central governing institution on digital content in China. And they pointed out some perceived problems of fan circle or fandom culture, and tearing each other's pussy is one of the things that is labeled there. And more recently, from last year we had Olympic Games, and fans were also watching the games. And our institution, this is General Administration of Sport in China, also said that we need to solve fan circle problems in the sports field. So apparently, while they don't like the type of celebrity fandom culture to move into sports field. So this is the moment I think, well, I'm going to do some analysis on fan fight or the discursive conflict in fandom, and I'm going to do a social linguistic analysis because their language is unregistered, right? So my book is about the social linguistic analysis of fan conflicts. And of course, I used the theoretical framework from my late supervisor, Yang Blumart, so Action-Centered Social Linguistic Analysis. And I will make these slides short and brief so that we can understand easily and save some time. I think this theoretical framework has the right empirical focus that I want to do for my analysis. Because this theoretical framework argued that, well, when people interact, talk to each other, they actually generate norms and rules in society. So there is a social function or sociality function of human interaction, of language, speaking to each other. And if we turn this around for researchers, when you are doing empirical research, you want to understand social structure, norms, and identities. Where are you going to see them? You're going to see them happening in human interaction, in their social linguistic practices. So this is a really good methodological direction for me. That's why I used this framework. Okay? This means that I'm going to analyze those fan battles so that I can see the norms. And also, fan battles for norms. They are battling, fighting for what is the right way to do fandom online. So this is the my methodological and theoretical direction. Now, let's come to one of the reasons I saw. What factors contribute to fan conflicts? Why are they often fighting with each other? And one of the industrial context here is that there is this fan support idol and competitive ethos in celebrity fandom culture in China. And you can see that we have lots of programs like this. Those are the idol survival shows. And for instance, this one is called Produce 101. So 101. And they ask 101 candidates to compete for each other for singing and dancing, acting skills. And they ask audience to elect for them. And they elect 11 of them, and those 11 will debut as a band. And there are two messages here. Firstly, audiences are invited to vote and participate in the production process of idols. That is why it is called Produce 101. You are not audience, you are the producers. You are voting for and selecting the idol to be debuted in media. And secondly, it's a survival show. People are competing with one another, so there is a strong competing logic. Right? Even though you can't say all the Chinese celebrities are produced in this type of show, but this fan support idol, if you like your idol, you need to do something for that person's career. Your consumption behavior will impact on how they will behave in their career. So that's the context. So you need to do something for your idol, purchase the things they endorse, and do something online for them, promote them. Right? So this is first context. Second context is that, well, how do you evaluate the economic value of celebrities? And this process is really platformized in China, in the sense that the industry is really trying to understand the traffic and also the popularity metrics of the idols. They say that, well, you say you are popular, let me check your data. Let me check how much traffic you have, what is your target audience. This whole process is really platformized and thinking in a data logic. And that is why fans are also supporting for that type of behavior. And this comes to some of the fandom practices that I have analyzed. And for instance, this one is called comment control. Comment control means that fans make sure positive comments are associated with their idols. Imagine there is a post contains the idol. As fans, what you should do, you should leave positive comments. You are supporting your idol. You are creating a scenario that your idol is positively perceived by the public. You can call it astroturfing. You can call it fake comments, but what we call in fandom is comment control. But comment control, my argument and my observation is that it's more than intervening with the semantic data of idol. It's more than writing positive review for your idol. It's about algorithmic relationship in the platform. So this is a tutorial I take from my peer fans. My peer fans are teaching each other how to do comment control. And if you look carefully here, we have this thing. So you need to make sure that your comments appear on top for the post. And to do that, don't reply to comments. It is forbidden to leave too many replies. So this means that to ensure a comment to appear on the top part of the comment section, you shouldn't interact with your peer fans too much. You should thumbs up for them. Because the more you reply, the more you are dragging the comment down. This is an algorithmic knowledge from the fans. They know how the platform is assigning visibility to different messages, and they do that according to the algorithm. And of course, there are other reasons to decide whether your comment can appear on top. And one of it is the quality of your fan account. And on this platform, I was using Chinese microblogging service Weibo, and the fan account, or actually any account, is evaluated by a system that is called Sunshine Credit System. It's a system designed by the platform to invite or encourage the platform desired practices. So if you are a paying user, you have more credit. If you have purchasing practice, behavior, you have more credit. If you create positive posts, you have more credit. That is why fans are creating this type of things every day so that they can have more credit in the account and their account have more visibility in the system. And what is this message? If you read it, it's about socialism of Chinese characteristics. It's about the party. You see the political verse on newspaper, in television, but this is not something fans will say. What is happening here is that we are considering, or I'm trying to see what are the textuality of fan discourse. Fan discourse used to be characterized by really intensive and intense textual production, fan fictions for instance, but at this moment, we see intertextuality between fan discourse and political discourse, but are fans really speaking discourse? No, they are speaking political words to the platform so that the platform algorithm can recognize it as positive. And you can see that here we have a layer of human to machine interaction in their fan language. Right? So that is one example to show that, well, it's about algorithmic thinking. And here, let's come back to this image here. You can see the black square. The black square are made by me because I was anonymizing the, let's say, the interviewees, the participants. But you also see the mosaic part, right? The ones that are blurred. And these blurred ones are actually made by people who are posting the tutorial, by my peer fans. There is a rule in fandom culture in China that you shouldn't give any visibility of fans from another fandom or celebrity that is not your idol. So this means do not mention other fandom, do not mention other celebrities, do not talk to them. And this is a rule. A lot of scholars arguing that this rule to focus on your own idol is a way to prevent from fan conflicts. If we don't speak to each other, there will be no fan wars. But actually, no. My analysis shows that it is exactly this rule, do not talk to the other fandom, actually leads to a lot of conflicts. Let me show you. Imagine that we have a celebrity, Tom, another celebrity, Mary. And scenario one, a non-fan, a regular audience, posted something about Tom. And fans of Tom will say, no, you don't need to mention Tom. Tom is not the subject that you should mention. You don't know Tom. We fans we know Tom. If you really want to say Tom, you can check the new work by Tom. This is a TV show, the album, the film. So I take Tom away, don't talk about Tom. This is first scenario. Scenario two, a fan of Mary mentions Tom. And this is horrible. It means that Tom is super popular, but who is Mary? Mary is not a big star, and you are mentioning Mary and Tom together, you are taking free right visibility. There is a very technical thinking in it. This means that if you create a post containing both Mary and Tom, you are entering this pair of words into the database of social media, and when audiences are searching Tom, Mary will also appear. And in this way, Tom is giving Mary free right visibility, and fans hate that. So that is why you shouldn't mention Tom, because, well, you are taking free right. Third scenario, a fan of Tom mentions Mary. I did this. I was mentioning another idol besides my idol, and my peer fans disciplined me. No, don't talk other people, because Mary does not worth to be mentioned. Why are you giving free visibility to Mary? She does not worth it. And you can see this discourse of exclusivity. A fan can only speak about one's own idol. The idol can only be spoken about by their fans. And one's own idol is the only person that deserves to be talked about online. It is this discourse of exclusiveness that leads to a lot of conflicts in celebrity fandom culture. And of course, when antagonism happens, what is the structure? How is fan antagonism manifest sociolinguistically? I have summarized a digital genre of fan antagonism. You can see the different stage of involvement here, from 1 to 7. The deeper you go, the stronger the conflicts. Right? So the conflict can escalate. Why is it so? For most of the time, fans want to keep the fight within the fandom community. This is because when you move to the third step, for instance, you're fighting, you're saying, Tom's fans are super stupid. I hate Tom's fans. When you say something including the name of Tom, you are actually inserting negative message related with Tom into the database. You are creating negative publicity of Tom. And fans are really, let's say, cautious about this. Right? So you are not only fighting within your own fandom, you are harming the idols. And the fourth level, slaughtering the square. It sounds scary, but it's not. It's actually a trolling activity. Square is actually the search result if you search a keyword on the platform. If I search Tom, then I land on the results. That is the square. And slaughtering the square means Mary's fans will collaborate. They will post a lot of negative comments regarding Tom. At the same time, to the extent that when you search Tom, what you get are all the negative comments. This again creates a negative publicity about that celebrity. So this is slaughtering the square. Of course, the counter way to do that is to cleanse the square, is to create positive posts about Tom to the extent that you squeeze out the negative posts. Right? So this is a process of fan antagonism. I call it a digital genre because firstly, it is ordered communication. You see the evolvement, you see the formats of talk. Secondly, this way of talking is technologically conditioned or determined in the sense that how you should talk, what language you are using, is decided by how fans understand the algorithmic function of the platform. Right? So this language is partly conditioned by technology. One small example. So some of other fandom are actually naming my celebrity, my idol. They are really create some profanity language here. For instance, on the 16th, I will light some candle for him. Lighting candle means you die. That's why I light candle for you. So it's a shared curse. But you can also see here, the fan is replacing the name of the celebrity. The celebrity should cut this, but they are replacing with homophonic Chinese characters. And these characters pronounce the same as the original one, but it means testicle, impotence, and bladder. So it means that you're pronouncing the same, but you recognize that's the body parts. That's the body part that language used to convey profanity, right? Or this one. And if you compare, so again, the fan here said that I'm going to dance on your grave, but the difference is that they've used the name in a reversed way. The correct name should be this, but they reverse the characters. The last two characters are reversed. And in this way, you can also recognize that's the person, but you're reversing it because they say, well, even though I'm trashing the celebrity, I don't want to add up to the traffic of him. So if I reverse the name, the platform does not recognize as the original name. It does not contribute to that person's data, but you can still see the name, right? Again, there is this data-based logic in fans' mind. So that's the fan side. And you can see they are constantly fighting against an opponent, another fandom. And that is why it leads me to think about, well, when do fans participate in political activism? Indeed, they do so. For instance, we have some questions, we have some answers. So when the political agenda or object is adorable, that's the argument of Brother China. Brother China is personified, Brother China is cute. Or when the effective connection between fans and the political agenda is strong. So we create a narrative for the fans to understand the nation is good to them. Or thirdly, when fans identify with the ideological meanings in the political agenda, this often happens, for instance, when the celebrity embrace certain identity politics and fans also identify with that, they will participate in activism for and also for the celebrity. I don't agree with these answers. I think no, it's not. It's not what is happening in China, or they are not the only reason for fans or moments for fans to participate. My answer, let me give you the answer. The fan antagonism as a digital genre can be recontextualized in political communication, and that is when the political discourse allows for that conflict structure of communication. And why do I say so? I have three small cases here. The three cases of political activism participated by fans are actually all argue for the dominant political power in China. They are all for Chinese government, for the Communist Party, but you see fans are reacting differently. For instance, during the 2019 Hong Kong protests, a lot of celebrity fans in mainland China, they are actually arguing for and agreeing with mainland China. They do not agree with Hong Kong protesters. And that is why they are participating in activism in a fandom way, right? They are saying that, yes, we should fight against, but pay attention to whom you are fighting against. Who is the opponent in this case? The opponent is America, is the personified America, it's not Hong Kong. Hong Kong is only a disobedient son. So the discourse is identifying the right opponent and also reducing Hong Kong's position politically in this event. Right? So they need to find an opponent to fight against and to find the right opponent. Another example here, to show that they have to fight against for something. And this is an interesting case happened during the COVID-19 breakout in Wuhan. And because it is an emergency situation, the city decided that we are going to build 2 emergency hospitals. And this building and construction process was live streamed. Audiences can see the camera. But when you see live camera on the construction sites, you don't see people. You only see the construction vehicles. And fans are actually supporting for the event. Yes, we have emergency hospitals. I will support them. And they are actually, again, trying to make some nicknames for the construction vehicles. And they are calling a lot of lovely nicknames. And later, the platform Weibo actually make fan pages for those construction vehicles. So you have the fan page of little forklift, the concrete ejector, little front loader. So those are the fan page of the vehicles. This is a made-up scenario. They are not idols. They are not competing with one another. It's fans are playing. What happened is that they are not only making nicknames, they are fighting against each other. For instance, because you can see here, the first one is the little forklift. And the concrete ejector fans were not happy about it. The concrete ejector fans are saying the undeserved forklift plays so much publicity stuff. You don't deserve it. My idol, the concrete ejector, is the best one. Are they really in competition? No, they are just vehicles. So when fans, they are playing the game of fandom, they need to fight against each other. This is the structure of fan communication, right? Again, this is supporting the government building the hospital, but this is also a discourse that's inviting fans to argue for and fighting for the government, the state. I think that's also 2019, the Communist Youth League of China launched a pair of virtual idol. And the first virtual idol, the boy, it's called, they are a band, and the boy is called, I think, the red flag is waving. Red flag signifies Communist Party. And the girl is called the homeland is beautiful. So a pair of band. And this band really flopped. It really created a backlash from the public. Both fans and non-fans are saying, this is crazy, we're not going to support those type of idol. Then I did discourse analysis in the hashtag of this band, and the finding is that both fans and non-fans understand that if you love an idol, you also hate another idol. If you have fans, you have anti-fans. At this moment, whom do you want us to anti? Should we anti the state or the party? You are making a big mistake in fandom culture, and that is why fans are not going to play this game. And my argument here is that this band or this political campaign actually disrupt the antagonistic structure of fan discourse. And this is my explanation on when the fan discourse can be recontextualized in political discourse when you keep the antagonistic structure of fan communication. And that's the story of my book. Thank you. You can scan the link, you will see where you can get it. Okay, thank you.